Hi, okay, my name is Dan, and I'm going to be talking about stuff today. I'm going to be talking about old people, no, but seriously, the elderly, and being trans, and how they're cared for. I personally think about this stuff all the time, because there's like a 30% chance I might get old one day. There's no long-term studies on it. There's really none that I know of, not many people that have been, on hormones for 50, 60 years because, not that I'm aware of. Anyway, there's discrimination against people, LGBT in general, in retirement homes. I think everyone should just be accepted regardless, but I do think that having a separate nursing home for LGBT would be a great idea, just because it is very different, and there's always going to be discrimination no matter where you go, because there are people out there that, they're jerks, and they're not going to always be accepting. No matter how much we want everyone to accept this, they're not going to. So I think that having a facility just for LGBT would be awesome, because then you're not going to be discriminated against when you go in there. And there's not much people can do about it when you're 99 years old and your doctors aren't doing what they should be doing because you're transgender. I think by the time I'm 80 or 90 or whenever, or 40, needing to be in a retirement home, I'm hoping that it will be better by then. I think that in 10, 20, 30 years, it'll be more acceptable, common, that people won't look twice at it. That's just what I'm assuming, just because, 10 years ago, now when you're checking off like an application, there's an option, male, female, I prefer not to answer. That wasn't there 10 years ago. I know it definitely was not. So I think that everything's slowly becoming more common and acceptable. Everything's slowly changing for the better. Racism isn't as big a deal as it was 100 years ago, and women's rights isn't a big a deal as it used to be. So I think that everything's changing for the better. I think it's important that people are aware of what's happening so we can fix it and make it happen quicker. But for now, because there's so much discrimination against elderly trans people, I think it's important that we get the word out there. There are certain facilities that say they're LGBT friendly. There's a place called Fountaingrove that provides a safe space for trans people without having to worry about being discriminated. To sum this video up, I think, things are looking better, but we should all think about these things because we're all going to be old one day maybe, you never know, but I think about it all the time. So thanks for watching my video.
Basically with LGBT counseling, it's really hard to find a counselor. It's just hard to find a counselor because people are so uneducated about it. See, look, counselors, some of them are just there just to be there to listen, but usually you need somebody to inform you on things, and some people don't understand.